Just now I covered the question word na, which means which. Now if I want to say that or this, it's na. The pronunciation is very, very similar. It's just the tones that differ. And this is why I can't reiterate enough that learning tones is super important. You need to be able to distinguish between na, which means which, or na, which means that. So for example, if I say this book or that book, I can say na ben shu, I can point to it and say na ben shu. But if I'm asking you which book, it's na ben shu, na ben shu. So right now I'm going to say each sentence, and if you can compare the difference and see if you can pick out which is which. Na ben shu, na ben shu, na ben shu, na ben shu. Hopefully by now you're starting to hear the difference between fourth tone na and third tone na. If I want to say this book, it's 这本书. So we have 这本书 and 那本书, this book, 这本书 and that book, 那本书, which book, 哪本书. If I want to ask you, have you read this book? 你看了这本书吗? I want to ask you, have you read that book? 你看了那本书吗? If I want to ask you, which book have you read? 你看了哪本书? So here, another indicator that it's a question is there's nothing at the end. There is no ma. So if I'm asking you, have you read this book? It's a simple yes or no question. That's where we use the question word ma. But because we're using the question word na, we don't need to add the other question word ma at the end of the sentence. So to ask you, which book have you read? 你看了哪本书? The question word here is na, so there's no need to add ma at the end of the sentence.